Good morning, students. In this session, I'm going to discuss about operating system. This is a new subject for you, and this is your fourth semester. We're going to discuss the subject called as operating system as well as Unix. Okay, coming to the subject or the topic which is operating system. So first, basically, we need to understand a few things. Like we have discussed a program. Program is, we'll say it is a set of instructions. So any set of instructions will consider it as a program. Similarly, if you consider a software is some set of programs. Okay, so a set of programs grouped together will consider it as a software. Okay, which may be built for any specific function or any specific purpose. So that is like your software. When I say operating system is a software. Okay, it is, we are going to consider it as system software. Operating system, what? Operating system is a program or a set of programs which is considered as your system software, which is having some basic functions like interaction between. It is basically having the functions like interaction between user and hardware devices, and it will also use for managing all the resources. So it also manages all the resources of your computer. So these are the two basic functions or brief definition about what is operating system. Operating system is a set of programs or a software which is used for managing the interaction between user and the hardware, as well as application softwares. And while coming for the other function, it is used to manage the resources. All the resources that is connected to the device or your computer will be managed by your operating system. When I say resources, it will include everything like input devices, it will include output devices, and it will also include the devices like memory devices and many other kind of devices. Whatever you are going to connect to your computer, everything we are going to consider it as resources. Okay, now if that is the case, when I consider an operating system, first if you write a brief diagram about hardware or operating system, first we'll have the hardware. So whenever any changes that you do through the hardware, like whenever you click on the mouse, or whenever you press a key, or whenever you do any kind of action like connecting a pen drive or removing a pen drive or anything like that, if you are doing something like that, those things what you are doing, that is done at the hardware stage. So any physical devices that you can see and touch and feel, those things are considered as your hardware devices. Again, on top of it, you are going to have your operating system. Operating system will be directly connected to your hardware. So hardware will be directly handled or managed by your operating system. In turn, it will have other set of softwares which is nothing but your application softwares. Application softwares, when I say, you will consider it as like your not only like MS Word or your Turbo C software or many kind of softwares what you are going to use, those are called as application softwares. And you'll also have some system utility programs also. System utility programs also will be used upon operating system, so which will be handled by your user. Okay, so whenever you want to do any function, user is the person who is using the device. The person who is using the computer, we are going to consider him as a user. User is going to send the information to the application program. In the sense, for example, whenever you are going to use MS Word, whenever you are going to use, you are going to see a window where you have closing button, maximize, minimize, and you have your ribbons, file ribbon, home, print and layout or something. So those kind of ribbons will be there. and this is what the user is going to see. So the user is going to see this interface, which is called as UI. UI stands for user interface. Whatever the user or the person who is using the computer is going to see, that is called as UI. So by seeing this, he is going to press the hardware devices. Through the hardware devices like your keyboard or mouse, you're going to press any word. Like say I'll press the word keys called as ABC. When I do that, the user going to give the information to the application program, and that information will be sent to operating system. So that operating system is going to check for the hardware devices. So once you press A, from the hardware device, it will send to operating system. From the operating system, it is going to send to your application, which is MS Word, and then again it is going to be displayed to the user with the help of hardware device, which is nothing but your monitor. So like that, this is going to be processed in your operating system. Operating system will be having the processes like whatever the interaction between user and hardware is there, everything will be managed by your software called as operating system. So here user is the person who will be using the system, and you are going to have hardware, which is nothing but your physical devices like input devices, key output devices, and memory devices. All those things are considered as hardware devices or hardware components. And next you'll have operating system, which is nothing but your software, and again on top of it you're going to have other application software which are used for basic or specific components. So when I say components of operating system will be divided into these four types. One is user, second one is application software or programs, and operating system as well as hardware. You can generally try it. A user is a person who will be using the computer, is called as, or the using the device is considered as user. And coming for hardware, any physical devices like say input, output, or memory devices and other kind of devices will considered as hardware devices. And coming for operating system is a software or a program which is used for interaction between user and hardware devices as well as application software, and also it is used to manage the resources of your device. So those things will be taken care by your operating system. And coming for application softwares are the supporting softwares for your operating system, which is built for executing some specific functions. So these are nothing but the components of your operating system. So hope this is clear. Just understand, operating system is a software which is used to do all the type of interactions that you do on your computer. Whatever the interaction that you're going to do on your computer, everything will be managed by your operating system, which will be having several components like hardware, operating system, application software, as well as users. Okay, hope this is clear. Next we'll go across the next concept, which is like your, I'll just clear this. In general, if I want to represent what is operating system, I'll just tell you what is operating system and how it is going to work. In general, like we have different types of operating systems. If you consider, you have Windows 7, Linux, Unix, as well as Mac, or different types of operating systems we have. Example like your Windows, which was developed by your Microsoft, and you have Unix, which is basically like Unix, and you have Linux also, which is also operating systems. And other than that, you have Mac, which is based on your Apple devices, Apple systems. You're going to have Mac operating system, which is called as Macintosh. Now coming for these are the operating systems that we have, or some of the examples of operating systems. And other than this, we have discussed what is operating system and what are the components of operating system. When I say components of operating system, say if I simply understand a simple diagram, if you have your monitor here, and you have your CPU and the keyboard and mouse. Okay, now all these devices are connected to your CPU, which is nothing but central processing unit. So when I say resources, all these things like input devices, your mouse, keyboard will be like your resource. Again, output devices like the monitor, and other resources are like your CPU, and you have memory devices. Memory devices will be like hard disk as well as your primary memory, RAM. So all these things will considered as resources. So a simple operating system is going to manage, or any operating system is going to manage these devices like input devices, output devices, CPU and memory, as well as hard disk, which will be containing hard disk as well as your RAM. Okay, now simply to understand, if you divide memory devices, RAM is considered as primary memory, okay, and HDD, which is hard disk drive, which is your secondary storage device or secondary memory. RAM is what? Primary memory. Okay, in the sense, primary memory is temporary. Okay, secondary device is permanent. In the sense, it can store data for a longer time, whereas RAM, which can store data only for time being, that is only when the power is on. Until the power is on, there is a power supply, then it can store the data. Once the power goes off, the data will be erased in case of your RAM. So that is not the case with your secondary storage device, example your hard disk, where you can store the data even after the loss of power. Okay, now when I say that if you are using operating system will be first loaded onto your hard disk. It will be loaded onto secondary storage device ಅಲ್ಲಿ store ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, once you switch on the computer, whenever you switch on the computer, what happens? This software called as operating system will be loaded onto RAM. This process will consider it as booting. Okay, booting is nothing but the process where the operating system will be loaded from the hard disk onto the primary storage device, which is like your RAM. Once this is done, this operating system will take control of your this operating system that is present in your RAM will take control of your input devices, output devices, CPU and all the kind of memory devices and other set of devices whatever you are using in your computer or system. So operating system is a program which is used to control all these devices like input devices, output devices, CPU as well as memory devices. Okay, hope this is clear. And we have discussed what are the components. The components are like the user, the person who will be using the computer, system software like your operating system, and other than that we have application software and also your computer hardware. Okay, if you are clear about that, next we'll come across one more basic thing called as that I'm not going to discuss, like you have input device and output devices, that you know any devices that are used for giving the input to the computer will consider it as input devices, and the devices that is going to provide the result is considered as your output devices. Example, you can consider like monitor or printer or many other kind of devices will be considering it as output devices, right? Now other thing like your CPU stands for Central Processing Unit, which contains some concepts like ALU, arithmetic unit, arithmetic logic unit, and then registers, and you have control unit. So these are some of the components that you come across in CPU, which is Central Processing Unit. So you know what is ALU, which is nothing but arithmetic logic unit, which is used to perform all the arithmetic and logical functions. Similarly, registers, which is used to store some small amount of data, and CPU, which is nothing but control unit. Okay, now when you come across this, we have something called as hexacore which is called as hexa-core, octa-core, quad-core, or dual-core. Okay, so these are not part of your syllabus. I'm going to just explain because we can understand these things. If you understand these things better, you can understand the operating system better. First, coming for dual core. What is dual core in the sense? In a single microprocessor, so processor is the device that is going to do all the kind of execution. Whatever execution you are going to do, everything will be done by your processor. In this processor, if you have only one CPU, in the sense it will contain ALU, register, and then control unit. If you have only one CPU, then it is called as single CPU or single core processor. Dual core in the sense, in the microprocessor, if you have two CPUs, then it is called as dual core CPU. If you have say 4 processors, then it is called as quad core. When you have 8 cores, that is, a CPU will be divided into 8 sections so that it will have 8 CPUs in it, then it is called as octa core. If you have 6 cores, then it is called as hexa core. So these are the basic things that you need to understand while coming to the microprocessor. A processor is a device which is used for executing. So in that, each and every microprocessor will contain something called as CPU, which will include ALU, registers, as well as control unit. Okay, so when you include these things in your microprocessor, if the microprocessor having more than one CPU, it is called as dual core. If it is having 4, it is called as quad core, octa core, as well as hexa core. These things you will come across whenever you are purchasing any kind of laptops or any microprocessors or processors, or whenever you are purchasing any mobile phones also, you'll see these kind of specifications. That means to say this this device will be able to is having 2 processors, okay, 2 CPUs, so it can perform 2 things at the same time. Okay, so hope this is clear. So these are the basic things. This is only for your understanding purpose, so that whenever I'm explaining about operating system, you can understand better. For that purpose, I have just explained what is dual core, what is octa core, and what is hexa core. Okay, hope this is clear, and we have discussed what is components of operating system. Next, we'll discuss what are the types of operating system. What are the different types of operating system we have? Today I'll discuss only some 3 types in this session. In the next session we are going to discuss other 3 types. In this session I'm going to discuss the operating systems like batch operating system, and we have multi-programmed, we have time sharing, and at last we have multi-core. Okay, so operating system, we are going to be divided into several types. Under that we are going to discuss only these types, like what is batch operating system, what is multi-programmed operating system, what is time sharing operating system, and what is multi-core operating system. Now, when you come across operating system, as I told you, operating system is going to control all the different types of functions on your computer. Now, if I write program, so program is a set of instructions that I told you, and we need to discuss what is process. Okay, so any program under execution will consider as process. Like if I write simply a C program, a program to read input or program to find factorial. Okay, if I write a program to find factorial, this will be stored as factorial.c, and this is called as source, which will be in high level language. Okay, now once the program is completed, we are going to compile the program. Okay, once the program is compiled, it is going to generate the result, which is like your object file, which will be in the form of machine level language. Okay, just consider this as a program, and which will be compiled. Once it is compiled, it is going to generate object code, which will be in the form of machine level language. Now one thing you need to understand is computer will understand only machine level language. Okay, in the sense your CPU can execute only the value which is in the form of machine level language. It cannot execute the values that is in the form of high level language. So whenever you are writing any program or any instructions, first it is going to be converted into machine level instructions. From there it will start your execution. Okay, so this you understood. So this is one type of system software called as compiler, which is going to convert from high level language to machine level language. This you are studied in your first semester also. Okay, so the basic thing that is, this is a program, so this has to be executed. When it has to be executed, it will be, we are going to call it as process. So this you understood what is, how it is going to be generating object code. So we're going to write the program, it is going to compile it, it is going to generate object code. So once that is done, your CPU, that is your computer, wants to execute the program. If it wants to execute the program, this program has to be loaded into the memory called as RAM, which will be accessed by your CPU. So this function is called as loading. I don't have enough space, I'll just write. This process is called as loading, which is done by a software called as loader. Loader is a software which is used to load the object code into the primary memory. Okay, so loader is a program which is going to load the object program into the RAM for execution. Okay, so when it is loaded into RAM, so this will convert into process. Okay, so that is, when it is loaded into RAM, it will be stored into RAM, and when the RAM starts using that, or whenever that program, say this program is some fact12 program, that is an object code, if that is loaded into RAM and this fact program is selected by your CPU for execution, then that is considered as process. Hope this is clear. When you write a program and that program is going to generate a object code, and whenever it has to be executed, that program has to be loaded into RAM, and when it is loaded into RAM and it is started using by the CPU, it will, we are going to call that as process. Okay, so if this is clear, then I'll continue with the topics like what is batch operating system, what is multi-programmed, what is job time sharing, and what is multi-core operating system. Okay, now first coming for batch operating system. So batch operating system was the first kind of operating system that was invented. Okay, so in this kind of operating system, what used to happen is, we used to have something called as patch cards, or you can also consider it as input cards. Okay, so in the sense, if you have the computer device, that your processor or your, I can just mention it as CPU, if you have the CPU, so this patch cards or input cards, which is used to store the data, which can be loaded with many programs. Programs are loaded onto input cards. So this input cards is given as input for the CPU, and this CPU will have your RAM, that as I told you in this session itself, whenever you switch on the computer, first thing what it will be loaded, the operating system will be loaded into RAM, which is called as your booting process. Once that is done, you're going to have the operating system on your RAM. So once operating system has been loaded onto your RAM, if you give some input to the CPU, this input has to be executed, in the sense that input will also be stored onto RAM. The input programs, whatever you are given, that programs will be stored into RAM. So which is called as a program or process, we'll consider as program, or we'll also call it as job, because that is a job for the CPU. So once it is loaded onto RAM, the CPU will select this job for execution, and the output is given onto some printer. Okay, this type of operating system was developed in this function called as batch operating system. So batch operating system is an operating system which is used to execute multiple jobs, more than one jobs, one after the other, and the result has to be given onto some printer. So here we'll have less user interaction. We'll have less user interaction in the sense, if I write 10 programs and if I give that as an input for the CPU, it will execute that and it will give me the result. That's it. There is nothing I cannot do any changes, I cannot do anything with this kind of operating system. I can just give the input, it will give me the output. Just like the calculator, how your calculator is there, you will give the input, it will give you the output. In between, if you want to do any changes, you cannot do it. Okay, it will just give you a plus b, it will give you the answer. So in between, if you want to do some other changes, until the process is completed, you cannot do anything. Until you get the result, say if I write a plus b, in between if I want to stop, I cannot stop it. Okay, it should complete and it should give me the result. Only after that I can do something. Okay, so that is how your batch operating system is there. So you'll have a sequence of jobs or sequence of programs that will be executed one after the other, and until the result you're going to get the result, you cannot do any changes there. Okay, so we'll give the input in terms of input cards, and you're going to get the output in terms of your printers, where you'll have a sequence of input that has been written or stored onto the input cards or your patch cards that has been given to the CPU, so which contains batch operating system which will execute all the jobs and it will give you the result. Okay, this is about the first type of operating system, which is like your batch operating system. Next, coming for multi-programmed operating system. So in batch operating system, the disadvantages, until one program is executed, so other programs cannot be executed. In the sense, for example, if I give the input as 20 plus 15. Okay, just consider if CPU has started executing. Okay, so until I take input, it will be waiting. Once I complete giving the input, it will read the input. So after processing, it has processed the output. It has given the result as, like, say 35. And until it is printing on the printer, printer will take some time to print. So until the printer is printing some value, it will be waiting. So that state is called as idle state. Idle is nothing but when CPU is not doing anything. That is called as idle state. So that is nothing but your CPU is in idle state, in the sense it is a waste of time. Okay, it is wasting its time. So it is a waste of resource also. So that is how that is the thing that is done with your operating system, that is batch operating system, which will be having more idle time. So CPU will be idle for long time. Okay, now if you consider multi-program, that is not